Alright guys, welcome back to part 2. Again, I'm trying to keep the videos an hour long. Anything beyond an hour, it's just, to me, it's just not acceptable. You know, that's too long for a video. So it gotta be on our video, so I have to break them up. So part 2 now, you know, we just finished building the extruder. So now we just gotta work on the actual stealth burner part. This is called the stealth burner. So the stealth burner is the fan, LED, and that assembly. The extruder part is called Clockwork 2. Some people confuse the two, so I just want to make sure that you get them right. This is Clockwork 2. This is the extruder. Okay, this is the new version to the Clockwork 1 that was on the previous Voron Toolhead. And the cooling assembly, or the cooler assembly, was called Afterburner. Now this is called the Clockwork 2, and now this is called the, instead of the Afterburner 2, this is now called a stealth burner. Okay, so just want to get that, make sure people don't get that, get it corrected, because I've seen people use them interchangeably. So I just want to make sure we correct the error here. So now we're gonna do the assembly for the stealth burner. So I'm gonna pop my fan in. Like I said, this was from a previous setup, so this is really easy for me to get done. Should use a, I'm gonna use my box cutter on here. So I'm gonna cut this little, there's a little printed tab here to run your wire. Just a little piece of printed tab. You just gotta cut it. So, and that frees it up. So as you can see, now it's all freed up. That little tab right there. Okay, that's to run your fans. And there's some more here for the LED. So you can see the little, if I can demonstrate, there's a little printed tab here, right there in the corner, and there's another one on this side as well. Just cutting them to free them up, so that way I can run the LED wires and all that stuff. There we go. Free it up a little bit. Alright. So now we're going to run our fan, put our fan in place here. Let's break this away. There we go. So here it's printed with a little break, a little piece of, like, as you can see, that little flesh, little printed piece here. You just kind of squeeze it and it breaks away. So it's like a little clip for the fan to keep it in place. So we're going to go ahead, put our fan here. Should pop in place easily. Okay. So just pop it back out here. Make sure we aligned. Let's go. Shouldn't be difficult. There we go. So now the fan is in place. Make sure it spins freely, and it does. Alright, and we're going to keep this in place with 2 little screws, so that way it doesn't back out while we have the assembly going. You don't need it tight, it's just to hold the fan in place so it doesn't fall or anything like that, it doesn't back out. There we go. That's it. And then we need one more. Just find a small screw real quick. Like I might have to go in my little drawer here, my print drawer. Got so much stuff on my desk, guys. Forgive me, guys. Got a lot of stuff. So it's an M3. Go in my little screw here. Be able to find a small M3 screws. There we go. Make sure I have every. Okay. So let's continue back with our installation here. There we go. Got the 2 screws installed. One here and one over there. One here and one right here. You guys can see that. All right. So now I'm gonna pop in our 40/40 fan here. There's some cable management in the corner here that I'm gonna run the fan into. Now I'm using a 12-volt high-speed fan. So this is very high RPM, like 9,000 RPM. So this thing pushes out a lot of air, and a bit overkill, but it definitely prevents any type of heat creeping or any type of that issue. And so that's what it looks like. Okay, so, but you know what? Before I do that, let me pop this fan back out. Let me run the LED real quick because I need to put the LED in. So let me pop this back out real quick and then run my LEDs. Give me 1 second, guys. I need to grab a tool to press. Guys, I already have, if you look in there, I kind of already have the LED assembler going on, the diffuser and everything. So in order to kind of pop it down, I got to use like a flathead to just kind of push everything in and flatten it out. So let me go ahead and grab that and I'll be back. Alright guys, so I managed to take again, a flathead, push the diffuser in with the housing, with the black housing, push it in. I'll just put a little bit of grease on it and then push it down as much as you can. So you can probably see that diffuser in there. And there's a little printed housing around it. So you put that down. And then this part now with the LED, with the main LED, is going to slide over it. So let's go ahead and do that. I'm just going to, again, put a little bit of grease around it so that way it's just easy to, not grease, I mean oil around it so that way it slides in easy without giving too much issues. So let's see if we can get this to slide in and behave itself. So far this looks like it might be a pain in the butt. One side is going in, the other side is refusing here. Yeah. So I might have to actually do this off camera, guys. Because I don't want to be struggling here and wasting precious time trying to make sure this thing sits flat. Alright, let me go ahead and do this off camera, guys, and then I'll be right back. Fun. Alright guys, it seems like I may have got it in. So as you can see, finally got it in there. Took a little bit of, you know, a little finagling and force, but I got it in there. So now I'm adding back my fan. There we go. Then I'm gonna fix my wiring here. Run my wiring back to my fan neatly. Make sure they get back in those grooves. There we go. Now I gotta fix the LED. So I'm gonna go ahead and fix the wiring here for the LEDs real quick. and then we can run the LEDs. There we go. Now let's go ahead and run the LEDs in this little trace here. This little groove. Sometimes it's easy, sometimes you gotta force them in there one by one. Oh, didn't realize I was on top of a little Allen wrench here. Alright, these are being a little pain, so I'm gonna have to use a small flathead to guide them in. Alright, come on guys. Behave yourself. There we go. There we go. Come on guys. Go in there. Got one in. Trying to get this green cable in there without damaging it. Show why it's being pain in the butt to slide in there, but there we go. Got the green in there. Now the black cable. Aren't these fun, guys? These things are so fun. Sometimes it's no problem at all to get it in there, and then next time it's a major pain in the butt, right? Alright, so we got that in there. Now we just gotta get these down too. There we go. Got the red. Got the green next. And then we got the black. Come on. There we go. So now, gotta push this. Now we're gonna push the, now that I kinda got it run, see that? Now we're gonna push the LEDs where they need to go. So I'm just gonna go ahead and do that real quick. Like I said, guys, this is coming out of a previous stealth burner setup, so I know the LED works. Being very careful not to damage anything, because I don't want to re-solder anything back together here. There we go, all the way in. And then we're gonna, once again, run these cables in this channel. Keep them from coming out too much. There we go. Stay in there. Stay in there, sir. There we go. Just going to take our next LED, turn it, slide it in that LED groove here. There we go. Push it in all the way as far as you can push it. Not trying to break it, but we're just trying to get it as far as we can possibly get this one. This one is being a little bit of a pain, actually. It's a little uneven. So we have to pull this back out. Without damaging it, and see if we can push it down straight in. All right. I think we're good there. Okay, there we go. Got the LEDs installed. Alright, so yours should look something like this. So now it's time to work on the hot end assembly. Now time to work on this, get this going. So let me go ahead, because I will be not using these pre-wired I want to say microfits. I'm going to be using JST with this connection. So let me go ahead and grab some stuff, some JST, and all the stuff I need to crimp and cut, and we're going to get this thing going. Be right back, guys. Alright, we're back, guys, with all the necessary stuff we need. So let's get started. So my little JST things off there, cutting off the little JST pins off the strand here. We're gonna cut this to the length I think I need, so probably about right there. Yeah, we don't need it like super long because it's gonna be in the thing, so probably about right. Let me see. On my previous one, yeah, we got it down there, so probably like halfway. Yeah, we're not gonna use that. Cut my own. So we're going to go ahead and use our wire stripper now. I love this tool. It's really awesome. Just make cutting, stripping wires super easy, super effortless. Okay, there we go, all stripped. Side. Let's see, sensor in the middle. All right, so make sure it's just the edge. There we go. Perfect crimped all the time. Not sure if you guys can see that one, but I love this tool. Get at the perfect crimp every single time. At first, when I first bought this, I wasn't good at it, but now I'm just a pro. Like I've done so much wiring. That's why I said I don't have wiring issues with none of my printers. I've done so much wiring. I took my time to make sure I get this thing perfect every single time. Not a perfect one. It's like therapy, guys. Crimping for me. Alright. Make sure it's good. Put it in there. Trick is to make sure your wires are not unfurling, so it's in order. Slide it in there. Get a piece of the silicone in there, not all the way, just a little piece of the housing of the wire, and that's it. Just like this. You just need a little piece crimp, that's it. Super, super easy, guys. Super, super easy for wiring. Alright, and push it in there. A little piece of the tubing going. There we go. Alright, so I have the so sensor in the center. So I'm going to turn these around. locked in place. Alright, to put these together, guys, the little pin clip here, this little part that's sticking out, that little piece, should be facing up to where this clip is. That's so you know you got it right. If you face it down, it won't latch. So the latch is on the top. Push that in. There we go. See? Not coming apart. Like I said, guys, I've done this so many times in the background. Never decided to do a video because I figured people already know this stuff. But there's never too much information, right? So go ahead and pop this one in. And that's in. And then the last one. There we go. So now that's how I run my hot ends. So one pin. So instead of having two separate pins like this would have been, as you can see, it would have been two separate micro fits. I run one single pin, and that's it. It's just easy for me. Some people say just run two separate pins just in case, but honestly, I've never had major issue with honestly, I've been doing 3D printing from 2020 and never had a thermistor go out on me or hot end out of cartridge. They rarely go out, honestly. So for me to say, hey, run them two separately just in case one goes out, I can see the argument for that. But honestly, if you're careful, this is the best way to do it. One plug, you know it's gonna work. So that's it. So with the Rapido, we already did this. With the Rapido, it's very tricky. This is an example of the Revo, but with a Rapido, it's very tricky. So this document show you the orientation to really set it. So what we got to do, we got to take off the boot, the silicone sock here, which I got to say, I really like these silicone socks here. They fit very nicely on the Rapido, very, very nicely. Keep everything intertwined. So we got to remove this and angle it in such a way where this is facing that way, so that way it fits. So go ahead and remove these screws. The reason why we're doing this because of the way the Rapido mounts the heater, and the thermistor is going to interfere with this. It's going to interfere with this because when you try to mount it, it's going to be in an awkward position. So we're just rotating it to move this out the way, so that way it mounts properly. So I wonder if it's already there. Let me see if it's actually. So if we mounted this so. Yeah, we gotta rotate it a little bit. So just loosen this up. Not all the way. Let's make sure this thing is rotated right. That's the hole. Okay. I'm just making sure the hole is set right, so that way you're not fighting to mount it. Alright, that's it. hole match up, but this is still not matching up with the hole a little bit. So I wonder which way you want me to put it. Can't be that way. Let's try to shift this way. Ah, found it. So it's like this. Got it, guys. All right. All right, we don't need to over tighten it because it wasn't as tight. Just pushing it back in so it sits. And then I'm gonna tighten back up the side screws here. And that's it. And then we can put this back on. This to face the front. There we go. Now we can go ahead and mount this with no problems. Right? Yep, we're good. Think. Hopefully this is not in the way when I go to put it in. I don't think it is, but let's see what happens once we mount it. So we're going to get our screws. And these are the, it uses the screw that come in the Rapido bag. These are, I want to say M2.5. This look like M2 2.5 screws here to mount it. Oh, that feels so different. Okay. All right, that's mounted on there. This thing is sticking out, so I'm hoping that's how it's supposed to be, right? Yeah, it says that's how it's supposed to be. Grub screw. Okay. All right, we'll see what happens. All right, so we got to put 2 M3 screws here, so that way we can lock this down in place. So we're gonna go ahead and do that. And turn that on. Let that heat up for a second. I'm gonna go ahead and grab our two M3 screws here. try to bring it down just a little so it's at the level. That looks good. Move this out of side. Did you guys see that? I put a little bit of force on it, but I let the heat do the work. And I go down just a little bit more, just to make sure they're there. Turn that off. Okay. Looking good. So there we go. Now these two mounts here. This is for the input shaper mount for the accelerometer. Like I said, I don't use this. I mostly just use my Gorilla Tape the accelerometer on there like this. If I can find my accelerometer here. Get my cable. So I can see some Gorilla Tape on it. Just Gorilla Tape it, stick it to the front of the stub burner, whether it's down here or here. Hold on. Press it down for like about 10 seconds. It's enough to keep it in place. It's very sturdy, won't move. I mean, sometimes I have to fight to peel it off, but it's strong enough to get my input shaper results in. So I don't do the actual mounting stuff. Like that's too much. I just think that's unnecessary, in my opinion. Especially, I can just use one accelerometer on my printer. So for me to be mounting and all the extra stuff, I don't need. It's welcome, don't get me wrong, it's welcome there for those who want to go the extra mile and do all of that. But for me, the Gorilla Tape, the one that holds up to 30 pounds, plenty enough, boom, hold it on there for a good 10 seconds. It holds in place, and then you do your input shaper. Super easy. All right, so now, I'm gonna see if this thing actually fits and not cause an issue. Because like I said, it was sticking out a little bit. So I hope it doesn't cause a problem, which it looked like it is. So we're gonna have to readjust this, guys, because it looked like I got the orientation not right. So I'm gonna have to tear this off. So supported orientation, right? So wait, it's saying it wants it in the back. Huh. I guess it wants it pointing to the back. Let's see if I mount it this way. I'm just testing something, guys. Just want to see if I had the adapter this way. It wanted it pointed in the back. Nah. I don't think that's it. So I'm gonna have to refix this here. I have to readjust this, guys. And we have 34 minutes in, so less than an hour, so I still can kind of do this on camera. So let me do some orientation here. Let's see what is it talking about. Okay. Definitely not that way. It's really supposed to be in this little corner here. Let's take off. Screw this off. I just don't want to damage the heater or thermistor, so I'm being very careful with the Rapido here. I would hate to destroy $100, a little bit over $100 hot in here, so I'm being very tactful and careful here, if that's the word to use. So if I had it on here, just sitting like this, fix it. And turn till you get the supported orientation we're looking for. Nope, it's not even there. If we do it that way. Oh, found it. Yee. Got it, guys. Hey, found it. It's all lined up. Nice. I just had to turn it one more time. I had to turn it one more time. I found the orientation. I found it, guys. Okay. Just had to turn it one more time, and I would have had it. Not over tightening the rapido. I don't want to over tighten the screws in there. I don't want to do all of that. So then we're going to re-tighten this little grub screw on the side here. And now I'm going to go ahead and put this on confidently, because then I don't have to do any more adjustment. Let's put it there. Yep. Alright, and then we go like so. There we go. Oops. Whoops. Right. There we go. All right, that's better. See now? Now it's in that corner. So now we're good to go. Now we shouldn't have a problem. Yep. Perfect. There we go. No issues. So go ahead and mount. I'm gonna go ahead and just yeah, let's go ahead and put this in place real quick. One of these. What holds this in place? Yeah, I think these are the ones. Making sure I'm right. This is way too long. Oh, it's a total different size. I don't have another one, so can I use this? I'm gonna cheat, guys. This is about the correct size. Nope. That's not the correct size either. Let me put that over there. I have to go into my little screw bucket here. Stuff out of the way. Find a screw that matches this. Definitely not it. My screws are all mixed up, guys. So forgive me here if I'm lingering and taking a little longer just to reach what I need. See, this is where my wife would say, hey, you see, I told you to organize, it was you to find it already. And I'm like, yeah, you're right. Yeah. And she's definitely right in this case. Because I'm struggling to find the right size. Screw. That is definitely not it. Yeah. I should cut this part out, so bear with me, guys. But I'm probably not gonna, because again, we haven't been over an hour. I'm just here digging for this one screw. I think I might have find it though. No guarantees. Eek. And I have to work, really. I can't find what I'm looking for. You know what? Let's try this. Let's try this. I want to say it's M12 screws that go in there, but there's no promise here. I'm gonna screw it in, make sure that's the size actually. I think that might be it, guys. I think that actually might be the size. That goes in there. Yep, looks like it. Looks about right. All right. Yeah, we don't want to over tighten it. That looks good. We're gonna extra two that was sitting here. Maybe I shouldn't tighten that up yet, because I didn't even put my my thing in. So this got to be loosened a little bit. So I didn't put my tube in. So I'm going to take this, make sure it's right. Let me cut it down. I'm going to give it a general cut. I'll cut it somewhere here. A little longer than I usually would cut it. PTFE tube. Then we're going to take it. And then I'm just going to use my table here as leverage to push it all the way down in there. Should have done this ages ago, really, before anything else went in. You know what? I'm probably gonna take this off just for the sake of pushing it in down here. I don't want to fight with it. My bad, guys. This should have been kind of done already, but no matter how much you do this, sometimes you still forget the little small things. You still end up forgetting the little small things. Is it off? Yeah. Okay. There we go. All right, let's make sure this thing gets down in there. Alright, I think that's as far as I'm going to be able to go with it. Yeah, I think that's it, and we'll cut off the excess once we mount everything. Let's put this all back in place. Cool. Almost an hour, guys, but we're almost done here. There we go. So now that's done. It's just got to be mounted up in my printer and connected. So that looks really good. There we go. And so it looks something like this when it's all said and done. There we go. Looks really, really good, guys. So yeah, with a Rapido. And yeah, I love this hot end. This hot end is very, very, very awesome. That's what's on my VZBot, and it's very capable, guys. It's very, very, very nice hot end. I'm getting at iFlow. I'm not even close to maxing it out yet. I was well, technically I am pushing it quite close, but it's not there yet because you can actually push the thing quite faster than that. But at 18K Axle, I'm pretty much running the limits of PLA here at this point. I just need more cooling. But yeah, guys, so as you can see, I did the clockwork. It's all done. And then I did the stealth burner and mounted the Rapido. So all I got to do now is cut this down to size, to the appropriate size. I think about 2mm, 3mm, I think I want to say. Maybe about 2mm, and then mount it up in the system and get it going. So yeah, so I'm gonna go ahead and do that. and come right back so you guys can actually see what that looks like. So yeah. Alright guys, so now it's mounted, as you guys can see, mounted on my Trident, fully black. Yeah, it's looking nice. I love my Trident, guys. Really fantastic printer. And as you guys can see, I'm starting to print on glass. I'm using some Aquanet air spray, and I bought a whole set of it, and honestly I love printing. This is my new printing for ABS. It holds the ABS down perfectly, and again, the bed of the glass is so flat anyways, it just works. It works amazingly well. This is what I use, guys. This stuff is freaking phenomenal. This thing is great for ABS and borosilicate glass. This is all I use. This is now my new go-to. Not that I have nothing against PEI and flex plate, but what I love about this, it holds down the print very well. Sometimes I have to use a little bit of a brim, but it's no big deal. The brim comes off so easy, you wouldn't even tell. Look, I printed that with brim. You can't even tell that I use brim. So, but it holds the print down very well. Holds it really well. And then when it cools, literally I can just pick it up off the bed, just like pick the whole print up off the bed. So that to me is fantastic. Never have to touch a bed ever. So this is the way for me.
20 minutes later.
Alright guys, we're back. Clipper is up. So like I said, back to the printer. So we're gonna go ahead and make sure everything works. So we're gonna go ahead and do a status ready for the LED lights. And there we go. So we know our LED lights are working, and both sides are. So one side's here, one side there, so we know both ones are working. And then we have a little low white LED light coming from there. The full black looks really so nice, guys. I'm not gonna lie. I'm gonna turn on my cooler fan, make sure that turns on. Yep, lots of air. I'm using a 8,000 RPM, I want to say, 50-15 fan. This thing pushes a lot of air, especially for this type of stuff, so I love it. Found it on Amazon. So that's working. We know our hot end fan is working, so we don't have to test that. Now, I think everything is there, guys. Let me make sure it actually changed the status to homing light. Yep, there we go. Heating, printing, leveling. Yep, all lights are working. Status ready. We can do an auto ohm haul here. Make sure everything works. Yep, everything is working. Now the only thing left to do is to preheat, make sure it extrudes some plastic, and I think we're good to go. Alright, we go ahead and put 240 on here. Make sure that gets hot. Yep, hot end fan came on. So yeah, we're back in business, guys. Just gonna extrude some filament and then do my input shaper, since I rebuilt the whole assembly. You know, anytime you mess with the hot end or the belt, you got to do input shaper, redo input shaper. So I just got to redo input shaper real quick, and yeah, and I think we're good. So that's it, guys. That's part 2 of the Voron Toolhead assembly. So yeah, so again, if you like this video format, be sure to comment, like, subscribe, share with a friend. Yeah, and I'll see you in the next one, guys. Peace.